So say we've lost orientation, okay, and you're a pilot and you want to send it home. So we're going to hit the return to home, and it says update home point if we want that. So we're going to hit the update home point, and we're going to hit controller. Okay, we want to make sure that the home point is on the controller location. Okay, hit OK, and then we'll drop return to home, and the drone is reorientating itself, and it is bringing itself home. So that is like worth its weight in gold for a pilot. Right, Dad Random here. Today I'm going to go fly the Air 3S and check out the new home point configuration on the Fly app. So that's kind of my goal today, is to get that, just check that out, get a chance to fly the Air 3S and get over the golf course, get some really good shots. I'd like to go to the Clubhouse and over to the new resort. So we're going to do that. We're going to get this thing out and about and maybe explore a little bit of the protection that this thing has now with the forward-facing LiDAR. One of the things you'll notice is that when you first take off, it kind of tracks that first pattern. So say you're taking off from something that's covered, it'll actually find its way out, use the LiDAR, and then, of course, use GPS after that. So there's a lot of really cool things that I'd really like to experiment with the Air 3S. So, all right, well, so let's get back. Let's get taking off, and then we'll mess around with the app, make sure it all works. Yesterday, I tried to do this exact same flight, and I didn't, I guess the controller wasn't updated. I thought I had updated it. All right, so here it is. It's such a new update. So it's update 16, I think, 0.4. There's some zeros in there somewhere, but it's the fourth update in that 16 update generation. So, all right, let's get it started. All right, Dad Random with the Air 3S. Yes, it is a lot of fun to fly this thing. It is so much fun. All right, Dad Random back. Let's switch over to our flight spectacles. All right. So this is not my favorite time of the day to fly. It is so sunny. I'd rather be flying in the evening or in the morning, but I got a lot of stuff going on. So you just got to fly when you can fly sometimes. We'll double check when we take off. We'll double check to make sure the update is working. So we'll do a return to home test. Now this is supposed to reposition our return to home location. So if we move, say we're in a boat or something like that, anytime you're moving a lot, it's really important to be able to do that. So your drone knows where you are. And usually the best way to do that is tell it where your controller is. And that's what most of us use. Wow, that's a sweet sound right there. That's a sweet sound right there. So we'll go ahead and let's get a recording here of our screen. Let's get a recording of our flight. And we're going to take off over. We're going to get high. We want to get high fast. And get over to the little clubhouse first. And that's this little building right over here. It's a fun little building. It's really well designed, very interesting. And then we'll head over to the big resort. But this is just one of the, I mean, in most golf courses, this is kind of like the main building, you know? So I'm gonna put this thing in. We're in normal mode, so I'm just gonna do a little rotation here. This building, just to give you an idea what it looks like. We got palm trees growing out the middle. Just really cool. Just a nice, just cool little clubhouse. We'll get some footage of this thing. just so you can see how just amazing this is. So black desert. And yes, it is. It is a very black desert. That's for sure. And they love this kind of publicity, getting drones up over it and getting video. All right, so that's that clubhouse. And like I said, for most places, it's like the main one. All right, a lot of young golfers. This state of Utah is just full of really young. Ooh, there's a little. Now, if you want to, keep from having that type of an issue, you would do a spotlight of some kinds. I'm going to back up, and you would hit the spotlight focus track on something. I'm gonna select the building right there. Right there, try to get, now it wants to let's hit stop. It wants to track on, there we go. So we want it to spotlight on that building. So you select it and then you move a little bit. Now we could have done point of interest, but I like to just pick at the point. I can now make sure you're aware of your surroundings for sure. All right, we hear aircraft in the distance, so what we're going to do is we're going to get safe really quick here, just to make sure, because we are visually tracking our location. So, but we're pretty low in comparison. But that sounds like a military aircraft. It's loud and it's big. So we're going to keep low, and we're going to drop this sucker down to, oh yeah, there we are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 4 aircraft up there. Those are all Apaches. So there's a gaggle of Apaches up there, and that's part of being a pilot, a good pilot. You got to know where those aircraft are. To me, helicopters are the my number one issue. So now we're safe. We know where the Apache helicopters are. We're going to head out, gain some altitude back, and act like a helicopter ourselves, and head over to the resort. We're going to speed over there. I took some really good footage of the resort yesterday, so I'm going to probably blend in some of that resort footage from yesterday. Right now, they're still in construction. There's a lot of new construction that's been completed, and I'll give you guys some shots of it here. There's the tee box right there. So we're gonna skirt over to the left side here. We don't want to get too low. Get backwards and turn. It's finding something down there. It can't be a car. I don't know what the AI is finding. But there's a cool shot right there. So I'm gonna back out of here, and then what I'm gonna do is give you a 70 millimeter view of it. So I'm going to back out, get that camera down on that pool area and that lagoon. Hit the, here, let's make sure we're recording our screen. There we are, not recording. All right, I just want to make sure we're recording our screen for the controller. so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to switch it over to our zoom right there. And you can see how we're so much, here we go, hit record, and I'm going to back out just so you can see, how much more in the 1/1.370 mil. So we can back out and get this shot, but we're really far away, which is great. Now you're not going to get the detail you're gonna get with the 1 inch. So here's a compound movement, and it's a reverse reveal. And we're going to bring the camera up, show the area, and we're exceeding our altitude limits. So that's the one thing you got to be careful. So we got to make sure we get back down to safety. Let's go. Let's switch it back over to 1 inch. Get recorded. Get back into our safety zone. There we go. Like we're trying to not bother golfers, and also let's go ahead and rotate, and also film at the same time. So I'm going to do a real big pan of this area. Just a big old shot, and then we'll mess around with some return to home. And let's get we're going to get our altitude coming back down. Make sure we're coming down. Yeah, you just have to be conscious of that. It's part of just being a pilot. You have to be very aware of everything. All right, so we're going to move forward here. And rotate. So we're in a signal shadow right now. So the drone is now going, hey, I don't know where you're at. And this is where this drone is really super helpful. It's right now reacquiring me. So it's going, okay, I don't know where you're at. And it's already initiated its, there we go. Well, that's letting me, still got control. Boy, it's finding every vehicle there is, isn't it? But yeah, there's a little signal shadow there that we have to be very careful of. And we're going to move closer to the target as we're bringing it around. So these compound movements are really cool. Where you got motion, and you've got rotation. You've got different shadows and angles, and we're losing our, there we go. What a great building. All right, but it's still quite empty. It's just mostly golfing right now. So I'm going to go up. Drop our camera straight down, give you a downward shot, get this angle right here. Okay, make sure we are still abiding by the rules. Some rotation in there. When you rotate, you're changing the direction of the antennas. All right, so say we've lost orientation, okay, and you're a pilot and you want to send it home. So we're going to hit the return to home, and it says update home point if we want that. So we're going to hit the update home point, and we're going to hit controller. Okay, we want to make sure that the home point is on the controller location. Okay, hit OK, and then we'll drop return to home, and the drone is reorientating itself, and it is bringing itself home. So that is like worth its weight in gold for a pilot. That one on-screen option, and it's coming home quickly. So let's hit off, because I don't want to do that. Okay, what I want to do is I want to fly I want to fly to... I did get the waterfall shot yesterday. I don't know if the waterfall is on today. It might not be. So we're buzzing quickly, making sure that we're on holes where there's nobody on. But the waterfall is usually right here. And I don't believe it's on. I don't believe it's running today. Okay. So let's go ahead and keep our... Oh yeah, it is right there. It's here. It's running. And we've got golfers on the putting green. And they're walking off, which is good. So we're going to buzz the... We're going to buzz the waterfall. Slow it down. And there it is. There it is. And take it home. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it over here behind these palm trees. This is where all these palm trees are going to be added to the course. A water reserve right there for irrigation. And so let's put ourselves over here, and we're going to put ourselves behind. We're going to back up and put ourselves down behind these palm trees. And then I'm going to hit home point. We want to make sure it returns to home. Update the home point. And as you notice, do you see how the arc goes up and over? It's finding the quickest way. It's not going to that super high altitude. It's bypassing the objects below, which I really like. I don't like that drones go to, you know, say 190, 200 feet when they don't need to. This one will just come home at what we would consider to be a quick and safe altitude. Why would I want this? Other aircraft are operating in the area, and we need to retrieve our aircraft quickly. So there's lots of reasons why this option is something that you would choose. Okay, so it's looking for the controller, so it's gonna find me. And as I adjust my location, the drone is also going to adjust the return to home. So, all right, there it is. There I am. All right. So, alrighty. Dead random. Let's get it off of, cancel that. And let's retrieve it. All right, safe flight. I think we mastered the return to home. I think anytime you add a feature that is going to make your drone safer, anytime you add a feature that's going to improve the operator's ability to know where they're at and to just fly better, it's just something that's not on your plate anymore. You know, all of those things you have to manage. You have to manage, especially camera drones. You're managing the camera. You're working through the camera, and you really need to have more things helping you. You know, so that is our return to home right there. That is our process and our on-screen option for resetting our home point, which. Just another additional thing that DJI does in their firmware updates. No other drone company does this. No other drone company listens to its users and adds new things to make it better for those users. So as far as safety, I can't imagine any company that's more safe than DJI. For DJI and the new update for the Fly app, and I did it with the Air 3. All right. Later. Have a great weekend. and a great spring, because spring is on the way. Right. Bye-bye.